Previously on the True Blue Challenge, I dominated the Japan Combat Championship, upgraded my MR2 again, redeemed myself on the MR challenges, was forced to sell a beautiful, fast Lotus Esprit, and left pondering on the next car I should get to complete the rest of beginner's events. While I was thinking on my next big purchase, I decided to clear all the remaining license tests and obtained my International A license, and subsequently got rid of every car in my garage which is not blue. This allows me to access any and all events listed in the beginners and professional events should I own the appropriate car. Speaking of appropriate cars, I've laid my eyes on the Chevrolet Super Rare. This car is one of the very few pickups in the game needed to compete in the sports truck event. From its apparent lack of roofs, the SSR should count as a convertible. Also, its name is Super Sport Roadster. What? Did you really think I think Chevrolet will ever make a car and name it Super Rare? Anyways, it has the word Roadster in its name, as in spiders and roadsters. Also, its drivetrain is FR, fitting for the FR challenge. In short, this car is a ticket to 3 out of 5 remaining events in the beginners events, and so, I think buying the car is the ideal move that I should make. What are we waiting for then? Let's go to the Chevrolet dealership and... I can only use cars which paint job is blue. Huh? Where's the blue paint option? Why is the Chevy does not come in blue? What nonsense is this? Do they not realize how good this car would be in blue? For whoever put the SSR in here without the option to make it blue, I hope you know you've made a great mistake and you will... Anyways, the SSR is a no-go. I've got to find another car to do the job. Let's see. I can get a FR convertible to cover both spiders and roadsters along with the FR challenge. I'll imagine that will be more feasible than having a pickup going against sports cars with better power to weight ratio in the latter. A small, underpowered K-car with FF drivetrain to take both the K-Cup and FF challenge on would probably a bit of a stretch considering the kind of opponents I'll have to face in the drivetrain team races, but it sounds like the ideal play. While leaving the sports truck event as the credit sink, but no matter how things would play out in the future, I would still need more funds. But where would I go? Do I really need to start replaying a few events for the cash? That's when I remembered the MR2 has still at least one more event to perform in. The Japanese 80s Festival. Being a Japanese sports car made in 1986, my MR2 is a shoe-in for the event.
Oh yeah, now this is fair! That pompous cheer ain't gonna be so smug anymore once he sees how good my new ride is compared to his.
This car's not yours yet. Beat him, then it will be.
You doubting me, Pops? I got this. He ain't sh**. He only won last time because he will use the freaking sports cars to race compacts. Ain't gonna happen this time!
The first event was held in El Capitan. From this event forward, I've gotten rid of the driving aids on my MR2, and that was when my little blue car that could showed its true face. Like a beast out of its cage, the car roared off the starting line, leaving behind a long trail upon its massive wheel spin. It was drifty, very drifty. On the hindsight, maybe I should have taken the soft sports, but I didn't think it would be necessary from an economic standpoint, as my MR2 is competitive enough to deal with its rivals in its current state. The blue MR2 left 4 of its opponents in the dust and set off towards its green-colored twin.
What? Bro! No way! Really?
Despite the rivaling MR2 had been taken care of before the first lap ends, I admit I had a lot to learn on playing the game with assists off. The rivaling MR2 refused to let up, constantly keeping a close distance. Until it wasn't. It's the final lap and I had yet to do any big mistakes with the car. I'm sure nothing wrong will...
Oh shit! Oh, he is dead!
What a stroke of luck. I realize a chance like this will not come twice. I hightail it out of there, while maintaining great care to not spin the car out again. The second race was on the club and stage Route 5. The car's oversteery nature reminded me to take to the road with immense care and prioritize stability over speed. I overtook the Celica and tried to use the outer lane to take the H6. However, it moved outwards, thwarting my offense. I decided to take advantage of the straights to outpower the opposing Gallant and dealt with the H6 on the first corner. I tailed the Exa and got in the attack range inside the tunnel. I maintained the inner lane and dashed to snatch victory from Piazza. Unfortunately, I braked too early on the following corner, allowing the Isuzu to reclaim the win. The MR2's oversteery nature kicked in right on an unfortunate timing and widened the gap. Inside the tunnels, however, my chance to wrestle the win back came. I progressively widened my line and reclaimed my rightful spot before the lap had ended. On the next lap, I used a gentler approach on the turns to avoid unintentional sliding. While I felt comfort in this lap, I believe I still could refine this approach, which I did on the last lap, scoring a personal best, the golden trophy, and the nice points. The next event was held on the Tsukuba circuit, and look, the green MR2 was also there.
We meet again, lucky bastard. This time I'll make sure your luck runs out.
Truthfully, I expected a lot of things from him, given the amount of trouble he gave me back in El Capitan. On the first corner, I went for a different racing line and powered through the red skyline and picked a wider line compared to the white Gallants to quickly gain a spot. But my streak was stopped by the evil twin.
Oh no. No. I ain't letting you go.
The fight for third went on longer than expected. On the following corner, however, the green MR2 braked too early and lost the fight. The compact before me went wide and gave way for my chase for the white MR2. Man, so many MR2s in this event, it's kind of based actually. Without nobody hindering my speed, I quickly closed my distance with the other MR2 and overtook it on the same turn I gained P2.
Get in.
I'll think I'll pass.
Get in. You failed us for the last time.
Wait, I can explain.
Not only you failed to win against Strikes, you also lost to a Honda City.
Wait, give me one more shot. I'll get him in.
I'm sorry, but you're out of chances.
The next event was held on the Apricot Hill Raceway. Right off the starting line, my rivals were so enthusiastic in blocking each other, they had forgotten about me, who had taken full advantage of the situation by reaching the podium by simply stepping on the gas. On the entrance of the chicane, the Skyline was overtaken, while the Sylvia, however, put up a much better fight. On the following hairpin, however, it was scrubbed off the top. On the second lap, the car showed a dangerous sign of oversteering on the chicane. Thankfully, I managed to correct the car before all had gone south. I softened my approach on the final lap, to which the car reacted appropriately. The final streak was upon me. The car's overwhelming power allowed me to widen the gap, and what is that? What happened to P4 over there? And now the last place stopped. What's going on? Let me check. Apparently, the Belate was sent to the walls after deciding track grass would make for a healthy diet. This mistake was followed by the Honda City, who was lagging behind in last place. Truly, a skillish issue this moment. On the brighter side, I won by more than 4 seconds. Next race. The last race was on Suzuka circuit. I moved to the right to avoid being jammed in by the others. Compared to the previous events, this one was easy. On the first lap alone, I managed to not only grab first, but also created a huge gap from the rest and finished the race 11 seconds earlier compared to the second place. Another event done. Another streak of victories had been achieved. Let's see what Gran Turismo awards my achievements with this time. A silver concept car? Give me a second. Are you kidding me? A concept car? I cannot even get money from selling this car. Not to mention it's silver, so I obviously cannot use it. Can I even use it without color restrictions? Well, that was a yikes and a half. At least my account had just gotten fatter. Time to buy a new car. The car I was about to purchase will determine the next step I'll take on this run, as it will dictate which events I'll go to. On my adventures in the used car dealers, I noticed a blue Mazda Miata sold for a low price of roughly 6,000 credits. A front-engined, rear-wheel drive car, while also comfortable on top. The purchase of this car is aligned with my pursuit of efficiency. Ladies and gentlemen, as well as everyone who's tuning in right now, please give your warmest welcome to the newest addition to the family, the 1989 Mazda MX-5 Miata. Frankly, at this point, I'm just happy to have a new, valid car in the garage. It's a refreshing wind of change. I immediately went to GT Auto, got rid of the stinky, tens of thousands of kilometers old oil, and replaced it with high-grade, special performance, brand new oil. I let the auto do its magic, and in a flash, my car was returned to its factory glory. This time, I made sure the car was running on soft sports, and installed a few economic upgrades to the car, and took on the Spiders and Roadsters event. We are back on the beginners events, completing the challenge one event at a time. The Twin Ring Motegi was the arena for the first event. I believe the upgrades were sufficient for the occasion. I took on the Peugeot, the MG on the sharp turn, and used the curbs to my advantage on my race against the Opel and the white Miata. The final lap was upon me, and my final opponent for the race will be the powerful Mercedes-Benz SLK 230. I decided to end the struggle quickly and took the Benz on the corner. I used the remainder of the race to solidify my lead by building a big gap to secure number 1. The second race was hosted on the Trial Mountain. Apparently, the yellow Barchetta did not take my existence kindly and tried to ram me off the track as soon as the green light was lit. Of course, this impish action produced zero results as I continued to race as if nothing happened. The red Peugeot was true, and the blue Alfa Romeo stamp on the podium didn't last long as it made a mistake by going too wide. I noticed the Elise was held back by the black 350Z. I hoped the black Nissan would hold the Lotus long enough for me to take them both, but the Elise was simply too agile and broke free, forcing me to exert more effort to gain victory. From the straights, I learned that my only chance of victory in this race would lie on the corners. I zoomed past the 350Z and slid past the Elise before it could pop off. The Elise was not very happy with its lead being cut short and shot at my small Miata. It did overtake me for a short while on the corner, but by entering fast, you would exit slow. Unfortunately, the Elise did make a comeback on the straights. Right before the tunnel, I gave the Elise a taste of its own medicine and reclaimed victory. But the Elise did not let up. The battle for victory was tense, but in the end, I claimed the golden trophy. The Infineon race came up next. I overtook the Miata, gained a podium spot on a single corner, and climbed yet another spot on a sharp turn. On the second lap, I gained first from the Z4 and ended the race in first. I've gained victory in all of Spiders and Roadsters events. That's another beginner's event down, and a potential new entry for the garage. I wonder what will they give me this time. A Chrysler Prowler? A shame it came in silver. Looks neat though. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of dig its design. Well, rules are rules. The FR Challenge is up next on the chopping block. 5 different tracks, 1 single drivetrain. Engines on the front, powering the wheels on the back to push the car forward. Known for its power and tendency to oversteer, FR cars are a challenge to drive, and even more of a challenge to race with. Can this blue Miata come out on top against cars of its drivetrain? We will find out soon.
I've put the plug. Understood.